Hello, everyone, and welcome to Daily God Gems with Lisa Renee. Just a few days ago, we welcomed the crew of Artemis II back home from a trip around the moon. They traveled further from Earth than any astronaut in history. This distance afforded them with the opportunity to see our little planet Earth from a perspective that is impossible to grasp through a simple photograph. This flight crew was physically enveloped in the darkness of space and separated from God's creation by over 250,000 miles. They experienced being 100% cut off from Earth and all communication with mankind as they orbited around the backside of the moon. When the Earth came back into view, they were once again in awe of our bright planet displaying life in the midst of darkness. Astronaut Victor Glover shared, "In all of this emptiness, this whole bunch of nothing we call the universe, you have this oasis of Earth, this beautiful place that we get to exist in together." Christina Cook shared how this experience impacted her. "The thing that changed for me, looking back at Earth, was that I found myself noticing not only the beauty of Earth, but how much blackness there was around it, and how it just made it even more special. It truly emphasized how alike we are, how the same thing keeps every single person on planet Earth alive." Commander Reed Wiseman shared his gratitude for mankind and Earth. "Before you launch, it feels like the greatest dream on Earth. And when you're out there, you just want to get back to your family and friends. It's a special thing to be a human, and it's a special thing to be on planet Earth." And Jeremy Hansen shared, "We have seen just extraordinary things I thought we might see. They look similar to what I thought they might look like, and other things that I just had never imagined. And those were different perspectives that we saw these things from." The words from these four astronauts expresses the experience of seeing and feeling the awesomeness of God's creation from a whole new perspective. They described Earth as beautiful, special, extraordinary, and an oasis. In another description, Astronaut Cook called Earth a lifeboat. She said, "When we saw tiny Earth, people asked our crew what impressions we had. And honestly, what struck me wasn't necessarily just Earth. It was all the blackness around it. Earth was just this lifeboat, hanging undisturbingly in the universe." When God created Earth, it was dark, void, and without form, as we see in Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. It is a hard concept for us to envision that void here on Earth. But from the vast darkness of space, these astronauts could grasp this, especially when they were on the other side of the moon where there was no Earth in view. Not only were they in the midst of the dark void separated from God's creation, but they hovered over the dark, empty moon. No life, no oceans, no vegetation, no animals, and no light of mankind. This flight crew came home as witnesses of God's amazing, purposeful creation. Through their testimonies, they declared that the glory of God exists on Earth, whether they realized it or not. Even the angels make this declaration in Isaiah chapter 6, verse 3, where they declare that the whole earth is full of His glory. This NASA mission reminds us that Earth and all of creation exclaims the power, majesty, and glory of God. Apostle Paul shares this truth in Romans chapter 1, verse 20. "For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, His eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that people are without excuse. The astronauts clearly saw that Earth is special and purposeful. They yearned to return to that which was teeming with life. David wrote in Psalms chapter 104, verse 24, "How many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures." These 4 astronauts were blessed to be chosen for such an out-of-this-world experience and perspective. In turn, we are blessed by their testimony of God's beautiful, purposeful creation declaring His greatness and glory. Let us finish with Psalms chapter 95, verses 4 through 7. In His hand are the depths of the earth, and the mountain peaks belong to Him. The sea is His, for He made it, and His hands formed the dry land. Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for He is our God, and we are the people of His pasture, the flock under His care. Everyone have a wonderful day, and may God's love and peace be with you.